Okay, yeah. An increase in the profit and fortune of the surrounding land. How about a way to protect the surrounding land? Let's see here. I think let's leave these all as equal odds. 5 options. There we go. 3. A way to tap into or create a massive pool of power. All right. So we'll note this down and describe this a bit more over on the wiki. I guess we should figure out which year, because it might have taken a little while for things to reconsolidate in different, power locations. So 750, we'll say let's get it up to 5 years. 754. In 754, Petain completed research on another powerful ritual. This one succeeded in increasing his own strength with magic. I forget, did we roll if he was a magician? We did for He Who Basks. I think we may have just assumed that he was because he was leader of this cult. Yeah, I think so. That's okay. We'll continue just with the assumption that he is a magician. Oh. Meliam herself has breathed power into me. Doubt no longer for the wizards of Meliam. No, strength beyond measure. With one touch of my hand they are born anew. Yeah, I don't recall when we... I don't see when we figured that out, that he was not. Yeah. Well, let's put this. Let's roll this now then. Might as well. I mean, he could certainly still have figured some stuff out, even if he wasn't a magician. But I assume that would mean he was working closely with some magicians. Maybe his chief underlings would be wizards. Is Petain a magician? We could say no, but he's a prodigy at understanding magic. In such a way that would mean that these magicians that serve him would keep serving him no matter what, probably, because if he was so brilliant at coming up with things you could do with magic and how that could work, even without being a magician, the others would stick around just to learn things, even though he's not a magician. So we can check that as an option as well. I'll give him. This is fairly high odds of him being a magician with a 1 in 3 chance, but I think that, to me, it seems likely that he would be if he's leader of a semi-magical cult. So let's see. 3. Okay, it's kind of cool. A cool option. So he figures out how to do this ritual without even doing magic, but his guys benefit from it, like you were saying. If I get to do custom emotes eventually, we'll have to have one that's just like magic. This one succeeded in increasing the power of magicians under his authority, earning their continued loyalty and securing his power in Ith even more. I think we should add this note about him to his character page as well, so let's edit this as well. Though not a magician by birth, Bera had a knack for understanding how magic works, or could work. Those magicians who worked with Bera benefited greatly from his insights. Many considered him a genius at this type of intellect. The sorcerer's type of intellect. There we go. Okay, let's see here. Let's make a new heading. We'll call this Splitting Factions. Sure, we can have that in here. Involved bringing subject wizard close to death with a poison before reviving them. Alright, I think we should also figure out, for the sake of continuing this history of this whole issue in this cult, we should note what other kind of sects of the religion existed. Other sects existed, formed during the same period, such as because these are people in other parts of the world now who still share some of the beliefs that Bear Patain was spreading. So let's say, oops, wrong page. Say, such as Great Isle Meliumism. There you go. Which adhered to many of the teachings of Bear Patain, but did not believe in the more radical facets of the cult at any point. Then we have somewhere across here, maybe we'll call it Nordos Meliumism. which was open to the fanatical of Pitane until his emergence from the Eye of Maga. They hold that the corruption of another spirit, Maga, tainted Pitane. And that their form of Melianism is the purer. So, some religious tensions to be sure. All right. So, what does Pitane do once he's kind of succeeded these rituals? He's got more powerful magicians now than ever before. But is his goal now still to kind of pursue and attain his godhood, or is he going to be kind of open to? Is he going to confront these radical, heretics? I was just curious. So Pitane has now succeeded the ritual and has gotten even more powerful magicians underneath of him. Is he content to stay in his kind of heartland and continue to, pursue his godhood? Or is he now looking at, well, I've got these more powerful magicians and there's these heretics over there in these other lands that we left, and he wants to reclaim them? Or what other option? What's next for Bara Pitane? He succeeded after succeeding this ritual. Pursue godhood. Okay. Just considering an idea. You'll have to let me know what you think. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Start a wizard school. Well, actually, I had a slight idea that's a little bit of maybe both, if you wanted to hear it. Within modern day Gethra, there are kind of 2 or 3 different secretive factions of magicians that exist. Not all magicians are part of one, but there's a couple of these kind of shady organizations. One of them is kind of bent on, it's a little bit Illuminati. They're trying to, build this empire that spans all lands and have sway over everything. The other one, called the Circle, the followers of the Circle don't care about, governments or sovereignty or anything. All that they care about is enlightenment and their own personal power, like, physical, mental, spiritual maybe. And so they're a group of magicians that, for however long they've existed have been, they kind of generally are secretive just for their own security. And they've evolved magics that can enhance someone's abilities that are, create them almost like superhumans. They have maybe longer lifespans in some cases. They have, it's different things like that where it's all about their own personal power as opposed to any form of political power. So I was thinking, yeah, that could be, yeah. So I was thinking either that or he could be the founder of the Circle as well, because this is, 700 years earlier, so it certainly could come around then. But if you like the idea of him kind of imbuing something onto this other organization, that'd be kind of cool too. Okay, that sounds good. Um, when the leader of the when the founder of the circle visited his lands. I'm not even sure who the founder of the circle is yet, so that will be another story that can get fleshed out another time, is how did the circle come to be? When the founder of the circle visited Ith to investigate these rituals, um, here, I'll just add in the name of the ritual for you. When the founder of the circle visited Ith to investigate these rituals, Pitane convinced him to accept the breath of the divine and imbued him with the increased powers that came with the ritual. In exchange, the circle gifted Pitane. Let's see, what did Pitane gain from this exchange? Because I'm imagining he would only do this if it somehow furthered his quest for godhood. So let's see. A way to ascend, some sort of actual ascension into godhood, although it wouldn't be actual godhood, but it might seem like it to Pitane. Alright, he's starting to lose it a little bit, it sounds like. Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Pitane convinced him to accept the breath of the divine and imbued him with the increased powers that came with the ritual. In exchange, so before we get to that then, let's add in here. I guess that would be part of that. Alright, so we noted that in there. After a period of success with this, Pitane began to consume the hearts of the magicians who died during the ritual, believing it would grant him magic and allow him to ascend at last. Very dark. Alright, so let's see what did the circle do for him in exchange. A way to extend his age, a way to ascend. A measure of physical invulnerability. else could it be? Increased perceptions and senses. Ooh, this could be interesting. The gift of magic. There's no recorded instances yet in Gethra of someone being able to give someone else the ability to use magic, or to train someone who couldn't otherwise. But I'm not opposed to that being a thing in Gethra. That could be some sort of very rare kind of miracle that could happen. So we'll put it on here and see if it comes up. Let's see though. I think that one option would be less likely. So a way to extend his age is more likely. A way to ascend, I think, is less likely, but we'll leave it on there. Measure physical invulnerability. Increase perceptions and senses. 8 options, so we can roll one of these guys. Ah, that's a good option too. Let's put that on there. So 9 and 10 will be freedom from physical needs. I like it. Here we go. 10. Again, Babacus, you're very good at that. Gotta get one of those like sound effect boards so that whenever that happens I can be like, duh. All right. Yep. Oh, that stuff's always fun. Sleeping, eating, breathing. I think that better go on his page here. Let's see, would that be bio or history? I guess we'll put it in history. Let's double check which year this is in. So it'd be another couple of years after. After 754, let's just roll a d4. 2. So in 756. And then on his page we can say in 756 the circle granted him freedom from physical needs, such as breathing, sleeping, or eating. All right, what a strange fellow Bear Pitane is. Alright, I think now it's time that another obstacle would emerge for him. Because, you know, he's had these other religions branch off from his. He's had a stroke of fortune for a while. What is the next obstacle for Pitane? Alright, so I think antagonism from the Nordos cult. So this is one of the offshoots of his from his earlier days. It could be another ailment, like his memories, although maybe not mental. We'll see. Another ailment. Could be a personal betrayal. Hey, Amonishtar, welcome back. Good morning. Yep, we have Barapatane continuing to be a dominating force in this time period. But Amonishtar, I think, is still there, carefully collecting information. Nice. Chris Estrada is great. Have you guys heard of the book I Strahd? It's kind of like from Strahd's point of view, and he is portrayed like he's the hero, but because it's from his point of view, it's kind of like a unreliable narrator, and you're not sure. Oh, it's really good. I'd highly recommend it. It's probably hard to find these days, but it's a really good one. It has, yeah, he's like an unreliable narrator, so he's constantly saying like, oh, this sad thing happened to me. This woman, broke my heart or something. And it's like, okay, but you're also a vampire lord. It's great. Ah, cool. All right. Cool. Let's see. What would be some other obstacles for him? Another magician or religion intervening. I think for another ailment, I'll add, not to mention, the setback on godhood. Because if he does have another, health issue, that he would not feel very happy about. That, I'm sure. Oh no. Administrar, are you running the game or you're one of the players? Sounds like you're one of the players. Cool. All right, here we go. 4 more options for Barapatane and Babacus. 1. Antagonism from the Noros cult. So the heretics are coming to you now.